The start of a new month is upon us over here on Dokkan Battle, and if you're familiar with what we do around here, then you already know what time it is. What is going on, 5-9 gamers, and welcome back to the 5-9 mobile channel. So yes, as the title indicates, it is time to go ahead and look at the power levels across the board for our guys here in the Dokkan division in 5-9 gaming. Now, I would not be able to do this alone, so I have a special guest with me, and that guest has many titles, but I can assure you that free to play is not one of them. Join me in giving a warm welcome for the one and only Mr. Silly Nolar.
Hey, thanks for having me back on. And yeah, free to play definitely not in the things that I that would describe me. So, last month was pretty crazy. We had a most improved, and we're gonna go through all the paces again since September was pretty big because of the worldwide download celebration. So, yeah, let's dive in and take a look.
All right, so we have some data that we're going to be presenting to you guys, and let's go ahead and start with the first section.
Hold it!
I'm going to step in here real quick just to explain how the actual power level is calculated because we went into it in another video, but I'd rather just get the info for newer players. So if we look at my profile right now, my power level is 930,891 of the day of me recording this audio. Each of those has a different value when calculating your full battle power. Hidden potential is only worth 1 point, link skills are worth 1,000 points, and stages cleared are worth 10. Dokkan Awakened characters are worth 100. So adding all those numbers up, you do actually get your full battle power. It's basically just a battle between who can link level the most, which based on the data, you'll see a trend in the people who are usually at the top. But okay, hope you enjoyed the video and little explanatory moment over.
Now this one's going to kind of be like the donkey trophy, right? We're going to look at who has the lowest power level. I'll go ahead and let Nolar tell you who that is, and then I'll tell you what the number is.
Yeah, so as you guys can see, this is between Global and JP. So unfortunately, Gale, again, you are at the bottom of the charts here with a total battle ranking of 653,091. And I know you've been busy and you know school's starting up again, which is I guess a reason to slow down or pick up the pace because you might be bored in class. But yeah, you've been increasing your battle power about 798 per day. So. Gale, unfortunately, you're still at the bottom there, buddy. You know, hopefully you can climb yourselves out of the depths, but yeah.
Yeah, someone, the first video, Toon and I made a lot of talking about Tystra, and now Tystra has taken quite a significant leap, so maybe it'll be Gale who does that next. But this isn't going to be 5 minutes of us just saying Gale isn't link leveling. We're going to look at who has improved the least, and this one goes to our favorite Resident Evil player, Sunblade, who has a 2.2% overall increase in this month's battle power.
Yeah, I know Sunblade's been super busy. I talk to him on a somewhat consistent basis, and you know, given what he does as his job in the geopolitical stage, I'm not going to mention what it is, but I'm sure you guys understand what that is, especially where he is in Germany. He's been super busy. He's been going in the office at like 5, 6 in the morning and leaving quite late. So I can understand it, but it's still, the data is the data. It's the hard facts. He hasn't done too much to improve his position.
When link levels are calling, right, sometimes you must answer, and Sunblade has not done that. That's basically, this video is just the glorified link leveling check. Who is link leveling, right? It's just a fancy way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, because there are other factors, right? Dokkan Awakened characters, potential system, you know, putting orbs in the potential system, but they're very minute to getting that sweet level 9 to level 10 link level, because that's 1,000 points straight up. So, again, now that we have the paid key stages for both JP and Global, you know, and then we just had the Meta Cooler, you know, 3 times a week, high chance of link leveling that way too. You know, the data is dead. Some people pumped it up. Some people didn't touch it too much. That's understandable. But the only advantage so far is JP still has, you know, the later story stages. And actually, we just recently got a few extra story stages on Chapter 29, which there's just a few. There seems to be 29.3 is the better link leveling stage if you're going to auto grind it, it seems. So JP might have a slight edge, but, you know, it's evening up pretty nicely.
For the,
go ahead.
Actually, I think it's even now with the total players after we're looking at the graph because we have a new guest on the JP side. I think it's like, yeah, it's even now. So,
yeah, I think it's 7 apiece, 7 on Global, 7 on JP. We just had Jinro have his data added as well. So, you know, unfortunately, Vilify there, his little slice of the pie of JP just got smaller. Cause,
you showed me
the
new data for October, for September, and last month it was 8%, and now I'm 7%. You know, the 1% is everything. You know, so now I gotta make up for that.
Yeah. So I mean, let's take a look at the JP power composition right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got, in truth, of course, you know, he's monumentally huge in link leveling and everything else, maxing anything and everything to his account. He's there at first at 34%. I'm right behind him at 23%, and that's just of pure inertia. I've been playing for 6+ years at this point. Mm-hmm. Behind me is Minato, because he's been link leveling constantly. And of course, the new contender, Jinro's there at 11%. And then right behind him is Vilify, Rick Fox, and then of course Sunblade. He needs to improve a little, and that's the JP composition. Moving forward to global, Toon Rami is at 29% now. You can clearly see he's carrying the global side of things at this moment.
Yep.
Goresh is right behind him.
Mm-hmm.
After that is Mass Ningen, and then Joe Wags. Tystra got a bigger chunk of the pie. He's at 10%. Joker's at 7%, and Gale's still at 4%.
Yes. Now, there's one thing that we did not go over before we looked at the total power composition. We looked at the least improved. We also have to take a look at the most improved. Now, this one might jump off the page a bit because last month we talked about how Tystra had a 30% increase in his power level, right? And we talked about how, it's because it's lower and he jumped, it's going to go another, 30%. This month, again, he jumped another 30%. So now you got some eyes on you, Tystra. The pace has not slowed down despite the higher power level. So I don't know what he's doing. He's got himself a little system going. I guess we'll find out. But a 30.1% increase again for Tystra. He is the most improved player by a substantial margin. I was actually second most improved with 9%, and then it's literally almost a 21% gap between 1 and 2 in terms of most improved battle power. Right? Everyone's kind of at this cruising speed, and then you just got Tystra who's going 120 in the 60 at this point. So,
I mean, power to him. Like I mentioned before, we did have the link leveling stages, the paid link level stages, as well as the Metal Cooler event. We had a bunch of other things, lots of things to grind and farm. So, I can understand where that's happening. Maybe before, like when he's at 1 million beforehand, he didn't Dokkan Awaken a lot of units, put a lot of potential systems. So I could understand where the jump may have occurred. But yeah, that's very impressive nonetheless. Very, very impressive, because when you shift over from the percentage to the actual hard data of like how much you're earning per day, the battle power increase per day. So of course we're going to go from the bottom top, right? So obviously Gale 798, barely a link level 10 a day. Sunblade's just at a link level 10, and then Joker at 1391. Jinro gets about 2 links a day. Rick Fox at about 3.5. Joe's at about 4 links a day. Same with Goresh is up there with 4.7. Vilify, you're just above Goresh in that regard. Then Minato at 5.4 thousand. I'm there at like 6.7, and that's just me letting my phone do its thing all day. Ningen's ahead of me at 8.8. Toon Rami at 10.8 thousand battle power per day. Then it's Tystra at 13.8, and then it's Truth at easily over excelling us at nearly 16,000 a day. So just the raw number of how much you're putting in, it's very obvious that Tystra's putting in the work. Very clearly.
Yeah, and this is one of the very few opportunities that I could say I'm beating Goresh at something, right? We'll just go ahead and say it by that. It might only be by 61, but I'll take what I can get. You celebrate the small wins when you get them. But
you got to.
Let's go ahead and transition into, like I said, we just did a list, but let's go ahead and look at the overall power levels. That's probably what you're here for in the first place. Let's go ahead and talk about the total battle power amongst 5-9 Gaming. And we start at the bottom with Gale Riot at about 653,000. We won't get into the exact number. We'll go pretty close to the exact, but we won't go all the way down. We have Ice Cold Joker at about 1.23 million, Sunblade at 1.4 million, Rick Fox at 1.47 million, myself at 1.66 million, Tystra at 1.79 million. He managed to pass me this month. Joe Wags at just about 2 million. Jinro at 2.56. Minato crossing the 3 million club at 3.1. Mask Ningen at 3.327. Goresh at 3.526, and then there's a significant jump. We see Toon Rami at 5.1 million. He's beating Goresh by over 1.5 million now. And then we have Nolar at 5.3, and then Truth at 7.7. So you can see a massive jump between 3 and 4, as well as a massive, massive jump between 2 and 1. So Nolar, I know you're busy, but I don't know what you got to do to figure this out.
Basically, there's nothing, because Toon is on the Truth track. He's link leveling day in, day out. So unless I'm matching pace, he's gonna overtake me this coming month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got a lot of work ahead of me.
So
we'll see how that plays out.
I remember at the end of last video, we had a very small little conversation talking about will Toon pass you this month, and I think both of us said that he would, but you still managed to edge him out by, what is that, about 170,000. So if we go at his current pace, he's going to have you beat in, about a month or so, because, you're still getting 6 per day while he's getting 10 in terms of like link level 10s, right? So maybe not this month, but I'd say, if we're looking towards New Year's, I'd say he's probably ahead of you if the pace keeps this way.
Yeah, and I mean, look, as much as I love to keep playing Dokkan every day, I do have other things to do. Toon, that is his job. He's a full-time content creator for Dokkan Battle. It would be foolish of me to think that I could continually outpace him, but we'll see. Maybe he stumbles a little bit and, doesn't do as much as he's supposed to. So, yeah, we'll see that.
There is, again, we're looking at this list. There is one not full-time creator that is outpacing you and Toon. Interesting,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, I need to know his secret, because if he can gain that much, that's gonna help me. Tystra, hit me up. You got my DMs. Let me know what you've done so I can get ahead of Toon and like crush him like the ant that he is. So
let me rephrase that. Toon, hit him up or you're fired. Put more authority in there. Come on.
Yeah. All right. It was a veiled threat, not a straight up threat. But okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
we'll see how that plays out.
We kind of got a structure here that we're going to give you our closing thoughts, and we did give you a couple of different things. The power level increase does vary from month to month, and the deciding factors are kind of what goes on within the game, right? This was going to be a up month for most of the players, as the worldwide download celebration is one of the most hyped times of the year. It's probably my favorite time of the year, because it's like a joint celebration with, usually a dual Dokkan Fest with LRs. Obviously there's the new format this year, but this is the time when most people are excited about the same thing. Everyone's returning to play the game. Might not be as hype as the anniversary, but it is definitely the next closest thing. So a lot of people are going to be playing this month, a lot of big increases, and we have seen that in this in the data here. But JP has just seen such a drastic change in how things work now with the 28.2 as well as the addition of 29.3. So whenever Global gets that, I would expect that maybe the battle power per day for Global does end up being more than JP, because we didn't talk about that, but Global goes up, or JP goes up about 23 per day, and what is that, like, so 23,000 or something like that? I don't know exactly. Oh, in millions. So 23 million compared to the overall of 17.7, right?
Yes.
That's a confusing looking graphic, but I got it. So the total, what is that? Like, it doesn't go up 23 million per day.
No. That's the total millions from everybody. So from the beginning of September to the end of September, JP gained 1.2 million in
okay, so Global did get more.
Yeah,
okay,
Global did get more, to be fair. So, and again, I think that's...
So that gap could get even wider, when they get 28 too?
Yeah, I mean, and then the total battle power itself might just close in the gap, right? Because they're going at a greater pace than we are. But hey, Tystra is leading the charge on that end, right? I know Toon, like we said, Toon's carrying them, but right now, in terms of just sheer raw numbers of just growth, Tystra is right there. Like, he's at the top on Global. I mean, Truth's always going to be there. He's going to be the anchor for JP. So we'll see. We need a few more anchors. Maybe I gotta tell my assistants to let the game play a little more while I'm doing my work. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. So I think that's just about all we got for the month of October and the power levels. I would expect a follow-up with this in November as well. It'll be interesting to see how it goes on a less hype month. But that's all we have for you in today's video. Let us know if the data we presented here surprised you, as well as letting us know what your power level is in the comment section below. Where would you rank against us over here in 5.9? Would you be ahead of some of the people at the bottom? Would you be ahead of someone like Nolar? I doubt it, but it's possible. And as always, we appreciate you watching the video up to this point, and if you have not already, don't forget to smack the like button, as well as subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss out on anything we post here on the 5.9 Mobile channel. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll catch you in November for the next recap.
See ya.